Let me know, Josie. Oh, here we go. The mute was off. The mute was on, should I say. Josie, can you let me know if everything seems to be working, if all is good? Because it is time to go live. So let me know. I can hear myself, so I believe that all is working well. But please confirm it to me. Oh, yes, I look good. Oh, yeah, I look good. um, Thank you, Josie. On that note, welcome, welcome everybody that's listening. Welcome to the Nico Lagan Show, the show where we speak about solutions to the real problems of our society today. There's no fluff, there's no political correctness, just simple truth. I'm your host, Nico Lagan. Let me start by saying this: motivation is bullshit. What you need is discipline. Let me repeat that again. Motivation is bullshit. What you need is discipline. And we will spend the whole episode today speaking about this. I am located in a Starbucks in Phoenix, Arizona. I just got here this morning. I had to drop my bike, my motorcycle had to drop my motorcycle off because it has a clutch problem. So here I am in Phoenix. I had time to hit the gym. I had time to go drop the bike. I'm at Starbucks recording this podcast. And the next thing I'm doing is I'm going to go see the an influencer that I've been following for a while. Like, I'm really looking forward to this. We are going to the gun range and we're gonna go shoot some guns, and then we're gonna record a podcast, just him and I. And yeah, this is kind of brings us to the topic of today. There's no fucking way in hell that I would be where I am right now if it wasn't for the fact that I had the balls and discipline to go after what I wanted. I did. If I didn't have what it took to really go after it, believe in me, believe in my dream, believe in my purpose, know that what I'm doing right now is what I'm supposed to do. It's not what I just like to do and want to do. This is the reason I was put on this place in the first place. This is why I was put here. If you believe that you have a purpose, if you believe that there's a reason for you to be here, well, this is mine. This is exactly where I am today. Considering that just 7 months ago I was in Montreal, Canada, actually Montville, Quebec, which is in the woods in the middle of nowhere. But for sake of argument, let's just say I was in Montreal. And yeah, I in 7 months we spent on the road. Josie and I, we are now in not Yuma, the RV's in Yuma, but we're not in Phoenix, but we're in Arizona. If you don't know where it is on the map, it's as close as possible to California, Mexico, and Arizona. Basically, that's where the states interconnect with Mexico. It sounds crazy for most people out there. It will sound crazy to most of the people that don't know me, but this is how it all started, because I want to go through the story today. I want to talk about what happened to me that caused me to be the way I am today, to cause me to have the balls and discipline that I need to achieve my purpose and my dream. And just to say to people that don't like what I do, that don't believe in what I do, that they can all go fuck themselves, because I'm going to do what I'm meant to do, no matter what people say. And you're always going to have haters. Let's start by this. You're always going to have people out there that are going to hate what you do. But at the end of the day, all that matters is that you're fucking doing what you're supposed to be doing. People that complain simply complain because they don't have anything else better to do in their life, than because their life sucks. And as I say all the time, if your life sucks, it's your fucking fault. And people don't like to hear this, but this is why they hate. They hate because they don't like their lives and they want to bring you down to their level. So fuck those guys. Fuck those people out there that are always complaining about their faith, about where they are in life. So fuck them. Do you. And this is what this episode is all about. Doing you. You know, this started a long fucking while ago. This started when I was still a teenager, when my dad left. Parents got divorced. I was 14 years old. And any man out there can attest to this. You men need to have a father figure. We need to have somebody there to help us, to guide us, to show us what it is to be a man. We don't learn this by ourselves, although it's arguable. You can do it over time, but why not do this from a young age? Why not show your sons? Why not show the people you care about what it is to be a man? And I like that. My dad left. My parents got divorced. He left. I saw him a handful of time. By the time he died, I was 29. I'm 41 today, and the last time I saw him before he died, I think I was 21, something like that. So I had no contact with my father. So imagine that I was a guy being raised by a single woman. I had no purpose. I had no idea what I was supposed to do. I had no male influence to guide me. And I idolized rappers. As funny as this is might sound to you guys, I was a white rapper. I love this shit. I grew up on the real stuff, on the Wu-Tang, on the Nas, on the Mobb Deep, on all the gangster rap. I didn't like that pussy stuff you hear today. I was really listening to that gangster fucking shit. And those guys were drug dealers. Those guys had women. Those guys had money. Those guys did not give a fuck. And this is exactly what I wanted. And I was 14 years old in a fucking suburb. I was no gangster, but this is still what I was listening. This is still what I was influenced by. And this is what I saw as a good man. This is what I saw something to look up for, is somebody like that. So what do you think that I did? By the age of 15, I dropped out of the high school, started selling, and I was already selling drugs. I was an addict. I was an alcoholic. And all I did is actually record music. All I did is write rap songs. And just to put it into context, that's before Eminem ever dropped his first album. So I was ahead of my time. Nowhere as good as him, but the point is that this is still what I wanted. And this went on for about 6 years until one day I was faced with a choice. My mother gave me an opportunity to get out of it. And this is where my life changed. Life completely changed for the better. I went from selling drugs to having a massive opportunity where I would have been capable of going even further. You know, sometimes you have that opportunity. You're faced at a crossroad, and you have two ways you can go. You can either continue doing what you're doing and go even deeper into it, or you can say, I want better for myself. I want to do something else. I want to do something that's more conductive to what I believe I can achieve. And then you make that decision. I took the decision to go back to live to my mother's place, because one thing I didn't say is that I left my mother's house. I was 17 years old, and I went to live by myself because she had nothing else to teach me. This was the mindset that I was in. And I had been on my own for about 4 years by then. And she gave me the opportunity to say, listen, it was a simple question. Just sometimes fate has a way to interact with us in a way where if you're paying attention, it will change your life. And my mother offered me an opportunity. She said, are you happy? You know, it wasn't even an opportunity. She simply asked me a simple question. Are you happy? And you know, you're faced with that dual decision. You're like, okay, hold on. What do I do here? Am I really happy? You start questioning your belief at that point, and this is a great moment. Those are the type of moments that I wish that everybody will have. I wish that everybody will face those moments a few times in their life, because those moments are life defining. They will change you from who you are as a person. And this is what it's all about. If you pay attention, you will see that there are people around you. There are people in your life that are there to help you. Always understand this. Always analyze the situation in which you find yourself in, to understand that there's a reason why it's happening. And if you don't think that there's a reason why, it's because you're not fucking paying attention, and you need to open your ears and stop talking. Just pay attention to what's going on around you. And I guarantee you that you will understand your purpose. You will understand why you're here. So having that opportunity completely changed my life. At 21, I decided to stop drinking, stop smoking weed. I quit all of my friends. Everybody that I was with, I actually stopped seeing them. I moved back to my parents, and I decided to go back to school. I decided to finish my high school. I got a high school diploma. I have a high school equivalency. I went to college, and I graduated a small technician, like computer technician course, in about 18 months. I did it fast track over the summer. So within a couple of years, I had gone back, I had finished my high school, and I was a college graduate. And I started working. I started working in a call center. But see the difference? I was making way more money selling drugs. I was making way more money with my old life. but it was not right. It was not what I was meant to do. This was not what I wanted to do anymore. So I changed, and over time, I started to realize that I'm a lot tougher than I am. I'm a lot more driven than I thought, because at that until that point, I had believed the education system that was telling me that I was stupid because I did not work in that little box that the education system is. I was led to believe that I was stupid. If I wasn't able to work in that little box, the problem was with me and not with the system. You know, I came to the realization that I'm not the problem. The education system is, because right now I work more than the average person. I've achieved a lot more than people could do in 2 or 3 different lifetimes, and I'm nowhere close to being done. And yet, I was always led to believe that I was an idiot. The day I realized that, I unlocked my potential. I really understood at that point that this is not about what other people think. It's about what I think I can achieve. What the people out there are saying, what the people out there are talking about you, who gives a fuck? People are always going to talk. Haters are always going to hate. People are always going to find a reason to hate you. So just fuck them. They can all go fuck themselves, because at the end of the day, all that matters is you. All that matters is what you want to do. And that was the mindset that I developed in my early 20s. I quit all of my friends. To this day, I don't really talk to those people anymore. They are not part of my life, and not because they're bad people. They're simply not part of my life because they're not on the same journey that I am. I am on a journey that will bring me to places that I can only dare to imagine right now, can only dare to dream about right now. And this is what my life has been over the past 20 years. And that mindset brought me from somebody that had no high school diploma to a guy that within 7 years I quadruple or 5 times my salary. I started in a call center fixing internet services for people, for mom and dads that would just call because they had problem with their home internet, and then I was fixing it within 5 years, 7 years, 5 to 7 years. I went from this to making 6 digits to wearing a suit every day to developing the skills that you're seeing right now. I have 12 years of high-end sales, and those skills are allowing me to be the coach that I am today, to be the content creator that I am today. The fact that I'm right in front of that camera right now talking, and I'm freestyling what I'm talking about, because this is the skills that I have developed over my 12-year career. But can you see that I went from a guy that did not have a father to make a shit ton of mistakes until I was 21? And until I was 21, I still make mistakes. Don't get me wrong, I still make mistakes. This will never stop. I will always make mistakes, but I always learn from them. But back then, I wasn't aware of it. So I went from a 14-year-old drug addict to right now, I'm a 41-year-old with multiple companies, with multiple employees, that is traveling the US in an RV. Okay, does that make sense to you? Does that resonate with you? Do you understand how balls and discipline got me this? Because one thing that I'm not very good at is speaking about what I do on a day-to-day basis. Speaking, like filming myself when I'm getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, just to show people that that's what I do. To me, it's like I don't want to brag. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, so I tend to not do it. But maybe that's what it takes. Maybe that's what it takes for me to motivate. I hate the word motivation. To inspire people. Maybe that's all it takes, is for me to start showing those things. So you know what? This is why I'm doing this episode today. I was up this morning 2:45 a.m. because I had a 3-hour drive to go from Yuma, Arizona to Phoenix. This is what needs to be done. I left around 3:30, got to a gym close to the garage where I was going to drop my motorcycle. I had a good workout. I spent half of my workout on the phone speaking to somebody that has plans to help me. He believes that he can grow a community around me to inspire other men to do what it needs to be done in order to become a good man and in order to achieve greatness. So I now have people reaching out to me to say, you know what, brother, your message is fucking awesome, but we need to bring it to the masses. This is the thing. This is what happens when you start putting yourself out there and living your truth and living who you are, not the expectations that other people have of you, but who you are as an individual right now. This is what happens. The universe, God, nature, however you want to call it, will start to conspire to help you. It will put people on your path that can help you and you can help them. And this is what happened. I was on the way from Yuma to Arizona to Phoenix. It's pitch black. It's 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I got this guy that texts me. He's a guy that I recorded a podcast with a little while ago, and we hit it off. He's a cool dude. He's my type of dude. And he just sent me a message, very simple message saying, man, I just wanted to let you know that I really like what you're doing. Continue the good work. This might not sound much to you guys, but when you're reaching hundreds of thousands and millions of people every month, you get a lot of hate messages. You get a lot of people that don't like what you do. And I can tell you that because I try to help men be manlier, regain or embrace their manliness, 80% I would say of the comments that I get are negative. This is something I have to deal on a daily basis. And you know what? I don't care. This goes with the territory. It's never going to stop me from doing what I'm doing because I don't care what the haters say. But having a message like this is very inspirational to me. To have somebody to tell me, brother, we see you. It's not because I'm not commenting on your stuff all the time that we don't see you. We're watching what you're doing and thank you for doing what you're doing. And this makes it all worth it. Messages like this, they really make it all worth it. And just to prove to you what I'm talking about, I published a video this morning. I will put the link in I'll put the link in the comments below. But this is the video that I recorded right after I saw his message. I was so pumped by his message that I recorded one of the best inspirational video I've ever recorded, and it's just pitch black me in my truck. Hopefully you guys can understand what I'm trying to talk about here. First, fuck what people think. Screw what people think you should or shouldn't do. The number one regret of the dying is to have lived a life that other people expected of them and not the life they wanted to live. I'll repeat that again just to make sure you heard that right. The number one regret of the dying is to have lived a life that others expected of them and not the life they wanted to live. Let that sink in. I want you to hear this. The number one regret. And you don't want that. You don't want to be on your deathbed 20 years from now wondering what the fuck happened to your life when you could have simply done you. Do what you feel is right. Do you grow a pair of fucking balls? Build the discipline that you need. If you don't know how to build discipline, it's through accountability. Have somebody push your ass all the time. Have somebody always fucking watching what you're doing and making sure that you're doing it. I can't be that somebody to you, so let's talk later. But the point is, you need discipline and you need to stop caring about what other people do or what other people say. Who cares? I don't care. Don't care about what they say. And unfortunately for you, that might be your family. I don't have a good relationship with my mother and my sister. They don't believe in what I do. They don't. They simply don't. And you know what? I don't care. It's never going to stop me from doing what I want to do because I know that what I'm doing right now is my purpose. It is what I'm supposed to be doing right now. This is the mark that I'm going to live on this world. This will be my contribution to this world is what I'm doing right now. So knowing what my purpose is, there's no way I'm going to ever derail from the direction that I'm going in because this is why I'm here. This is why I'm here. All you need once you understand what you are and what you're supposed to do is build the discipline that you need and stop listening to the bad mouth around you. Stop listening to the negativity around you to a point where not only should you stop listening, but you should start cutting those people out. Here's an exercise for you that I want you to do. I want you to take a piece of paper. I want you to take two pieces of paper. Split it right down the middle. So take a pen, write a line, a straight line, top to bottom. On one side, put at the top, brings me down, and the other side, elevate. And then on your second piece of paper, I want you to write every single person that is in your life right now. It could be anywhere from your family, your friends, your coworkers, your neighbors, everybody that you interact with on a daily basis or even a weekly basis. I want you to put their name on that list. Then once you have all of those people, take that list and start taking those names and put them into the category in which they belong. Are they people that bring negativity in my life, or are they people that elevate? And be honest. Be honest with yourself. Don't do this exercise in a way where you're using your feelings, as in, oh, I feel that they're making. No, no, fuck this noise. You need to make this exercise a very logical one. So you need to look at that piece of paper that has all the names of the people that are in your life, and you need to put them in the category that they belong to, and not the category as per what they were 20 years ago when you met them, when you were still in high school, when you were partying with them, but what did they bring to your life right now? And I don't care that it's your mother, I don't care that it's your brother, I don't care that it's your best friend that you grew up with. I don't care who that person is. You need to be honest on that list and put them where they belong. And once you've been honest, it's going to be hard. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be an easy exercise. And not only is it not going to be easy, but you have to understand that that doesn't necessarily make them bad people. Some of those people are not good people. Let's not lie with each other. Let's not lie to each other. Some people out there are not good people, even in their, especially family. Especially family is the worst. We keep them around just because we we know their family, so we're like, fuck it, we need to keep them around, but you don't. At one point in your life, you will need to realize that negativity is negativity. Drama is drama, no matter where it comes from. Drama will destroy your dreams. You will let drama destroy your dreams if you're not careful. So remove those people. Be honest. Do that exercise as your life depended on it. Remove all the people that are in that negative line. And again, it's not because they're bad people. They're just not good for you right now. They're not the people that are going to drive you forward to what you want, to the person you want to become. This is what life is all about, is becoming better, is experiencing life as a better person. This is what it's all about. Why would you keep that drama into your life? And I've been doing this since I've been 20 years old. When I first removed all of my friends, it's not because they were bad persons. It's not because they were bad people. Just did not fit with my new goals. They did not fit where I was headed. And you know something? If I look at most of those people, they're still doing the same thing. They're still living in very similar cities as we grew up in. They still have very similar lifestyle that they used to be, that they used to have. Yes, they're older. They might have kids, but every single one of them is having issues in their life. They're not really accomplishing anything. Most of them have not kept up with their health. Most of them have not kept up with their minds. Most of them have not grown as individuals. They simply got older. And why do you think that is? That's because they hang out with people exactly like them. You know, there's an expression that says that surround yourself with 5 millionaires, and chances are you're going to be the sixth one. So this is the mindset that you need to have. You need to surround yourself with people that are extraordinary people that are there to elevate you. And unfortunately for you, if you're honest about the exercise that I'm telling you to do, you're going to realize something. Most of the people around you are negative. There's not a lot of positive people or people that are elevating you. Because even though they might not be that negative, the fact that they're not making you better is one of the reasons to remove them. And I know this sounds harsh. I know that people don't like to hear this. But if you are meant for something greater, if you are meant for something extraordinary, if you know in your heart that you're meant to achieve things that the average person cannot even comprehend, do what it needs to be done. Do what needs to be done in order to get there. And this is just one of those steps. You need to have the balls to not only believe in yourself, but you need to have the balls to make sure that you give yourself all the tools that you need to actually fucking achieve what your purpose is. And removing those people from your life is one of the situations that you do not have a choice to deal with. If they are negative, remove them. If they bring drama to your life, remove them. If those people are not elevating you, they're not challenging you. They're not questioning what you're doing. They're not asking you proper questions like, bro, are you sure you should be doing that right now? Because it doesn't sound like it's aligned with what you wanted, what you were telling me last week that you wanted to do. You need people in your life that will fucking account, that will keep you accountable. Because this is one of the biggest things that we don't have. Most people have a bunch of drama in their life. They have a bunch of people that are negative, and they have no one around them that will not only hold them accountable, but call their bullshit. Tell them, brother, you told me you wanted to do X. Why are you doing Y right now? Why are you even investing your time in this? And you know what? I have people like that. I have two people in my life that call my bullshit. On top of my girlfriend, obviously, but I never listened to her, right? But there's two people in my life. I have two friends in my life. One is the age of my parents. I see him as a mentor. I see him as a bit of the father I didn't have, but yet he's one of my best friends at the same time. So we have a very interesting dynamic, but it's phenomenal. And then I have a guy that's my age, and he's the guy I can count on. If I need to talk about something, if I'm trying to make sense of something, he's always there to help me. I'm always there to help him. The same way as I'm helping the guy I call my mentor. We're always having discussions where it's a back and forth. I call this bullshit, he calls mine. But you'll realize something as you start removing all those people from your life, as you start cleaning a house. Yeah, let's call it exactly that. As you start cleaning house, you will understand that your path will be lonely. And lonely is not, but be careful, lonely is not necessarily a bad thing. You will just learn to pay more attention to the people that are crossing your path, to the people that means you well, because you don't have all the superficial bullshit that is around you. So everybody that you let in your life has to have purpose, has to have meaning. You will see it right away as you start removing the negative components from your life. You will start understanding how positive some people are and how great their impact can be on you. So don't forget that. Yes, it's going to be a lonely path. I can guarantee you that. But if you surround yourself with just a few people that want the best for you, you will understand why discipline and having the courage to do what you're supposed to do, what you know to be true in your heart, in your heart, is everything. Have faith in yourself, have courage to do what needs to be done, and have faith that the world, that God, that nature has a purpose for you and a reason for you to be here. Man, I've been babbling around for 30 minutes now, so we're going to call it a day. But before I do, I want to thank all the people out there. I want to thank you. I want to thank all the people out there that actually listens to this podcast, that watch my life, that comments on my stuff. And even if it's negative, thank you, because you're motivating me. You're keeping me inspired. So thank you, everybody that's out there. And I want to ask you something. In closing, I want you guys to let me know in the comments below, what are you ready to do to make your life happen? So thanks again for watching. And until next time, remember, the world is changed one man at a time.